Aries, hi. This will be a reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If it resonates, feel free to like and subscribe. So, with the cards I've pulled for you here, it seems like you're struggling a bit. You're maybe having a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, or you're sort of in a pessimistic point of view. Maybe facing disappointment because it's almost like something went from being really pleasant to like sort of a clarity, and then Three of Swords. So obviously sort of a painful scenario. What I kind of get here, and I'm not laughing at you, it's just like sort of really illustrating the story, is that like you were feeling sort of not in a rut, but maybe a bit flat or stuck even before this. So it was sort of like a, hey, things are looking up, and then it's just like shot down kind of thing. I think that this is good though in a lot of ways, because it's almost like ahead of you, you're healing or resting and sort of contemplating how you go about things, how you spend your time, how you, kind of evaluating your situation. And what seems to happen is a transformation, and you also might become a lot more boundaried or a lot more particular in what you accept and what you don't accept. Now, the result of this, I think that you'll probably put a lot of your focus into maybe your success or financial gain in some way. And if that is the case, I mean, you'll be recognized for this. You may become a lot more sought after, because I always kind of get this impression of preserving your energy, your time and efforts, and sort of using it more widely, becoming less accessible or less available in some kind of way. You're choosing to close out a cycle of, as far as what you have dealt with or what you have sort of allowed in your life. So, as disappointing and discouraged as this may all seem, it kind of gives you a specific edge that I think you kind of needed. Let me pull an advice spread. Before I do that, I want to take a moment to promote my Patreon. That is where all of the extended versions of these readings go, as well as other exclusive readings and content. It also grants you access to monthly art prints, and it is a great way to support me as an independent artist and creative. That being said, I have a personal readings available on my website in the shop, as well as a few paintings available right now. All right, let's see what the advice spread has. I don't know if I said it, but all that's available in the description below. I feel like this is either a person or something you're involved with where you're kind of debating letting it go. If it's a job or like something you're pursuing, it's kind of like waiting for results or for things to pick up, or or if it's a person, like whether you want to carry on with this person or something, because it's like you're looking at the efforts applied and the results produced. And it's like leading you to sort of an anxious decision. I mean, the outcome is the Ten of Swords, so it would encourage you to go ahead and pull away from whatever this is. I mean, particularly I'd say if it's a person or something. You know, although it's like, it's not like they're necessarily in the wrong. I want to be clear about that, because it's almost like they're trying to maybe get over some kind of hump, or they're like focused on their work or something. So it's like, I don't think that there's an ill intention here. It's just that, you know, just as they're sort of like looking after themselves, you should be doing the same. So there's like a certain point where I feel like you need to say enough is enough and just move on with whatever, you know. Yeah, you know, this reading is interesting because it kind of encourages you to keep your guard up in a way. You know, you're a fucking Aries, dude. Like, Aries, like, don't, you know, they're not to be played with. So it's like, why are you letting yourself be played with? You know, I would say just don't be afraid to like shut down things. You know, clarify this. Yeah, I don't know, like, because it's sort of, you know, it's like you're trying to like mask your disappointment or your pain, even maybe, or it's encouraging you to, or maybe maybe that's someone who's crossing you, because that's what's crossing you, but it's in your advice, so it's kind of hard to say. You know, with a stern clarity and acceptance of like circumstances and truths, or whatever it is that needs to happen, it allows you to progress forward in a better way. So it's like by accepting like whatever disappointments or whatever changes need to happen, it sets you up for a better long game, essentially. So Aries, I appreciate you watching. I'm going to take this to the extended reading on my Patreon. I hope you'll join us over there. But if not, I appreciate you watching. Again, if you want to book a personal reading, hit up the shop in my website, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you next time, Aries.